everybody, Twitch Nitro here, and I'm here in Snapshot 15w32a. It was just released today, and I found a little bit of time in my day, because I'm busy, to play about with some stuff. I didn't really actually end up playing about with anything that was released within exclusively to this snapshot. Instead, I've been playing with Shulkers, and I wanted to show you some concepts for the future that could come in handy and stuff later. And I'm also going to show you some current glitches in the game with Shulkers and funny rendering, which just is a little bit strange. So let's start up this clock over here, and if I go into game mode survival, and I just figured that this was quite a nice little bridge here. Look at a bridge design, because Shulkers are a very unique mob in terms of properties that they have, and very sort of new. They have a sort of collision, just like a normal block, so you can walk over them without any problems. Now this is amazing because they're also, while having this collision, which is like a block, they still act like entities. Which means we can teleport them around and we can move them, or we should be able to teleport them around and move them. Currently, we can't. I've tried doing, let's go back into creative mode. I've tried doing all kinds of stuff and teleporting them and whatnot, but they don't quite like being teleported. But once they can be teleported, what we should be able to do is make moving platforms. Before you could do moving platforms, but you'd have to use stuff like barrier blocks and what have you. The barrier blocks are underneath this bridge currently, because another thing is, even if you summon them with no AI, they still just teleport away from you. Oh, I currently have that thing on, so all of the Shulkers are being turned invisible. And that's another thing about them. While they're invisible, they have these little white boxes. This is where their heads would be. And a funny thing is their rendering for their heads is broken, but not like completely broken. So if I go into like 5 and I stand on this, so this Shulker doesn't have invisibility and the rest do, and now you can see the face. But if I move to this one, the one over there has no texture, but the ones past the one without invisibility are rendered with texture, which is totally strange. That's just because positive X is this way, positive Z is this way, and the game renders in that direction. So I guess what happens is it goes through, and then once it gets to the one that actually isn't invisible, these ones then get a texture because of this one. I'm thinking that means that actually displaying the head at all is a bug, and I'm hoping that's the case. So I'm hoping once 1.9 actually comes out and they've ironed out these bugs, what it will mean is and don't even ask me about the black box one, because that's strange. It seems to depend on Y coordinates. See that one there? It turns. That's strange. I think what this will mean is when we make them invisible, they will be entirely invisible in 1.9. I think. I'm not entirely sure. I'm just assuming here. This entire thing is speculation. It's science and thinking about the future. But if that is the case, what we can do is because once again they're entities, we can run commands very easily by them, is we can make a moving bridge that's essentially made out of any material, or at least it looks like it's made of any material, and we can make it move backwards and forwards. We can make, using custom resource packs and the new damage models and stuff, we could have armor stands at their location or what have you, holding blocks or whatever, which are displayed like boats. So you could imagine that we actually have something which physically looks like a boat, and you can add up the pieces of a boat. So you can have an armor stand like here with the front half of this part and the front half of that part, then 2 middle pieces and then 2 end pieces or whatever. It's difficult for me to actually explain in blocks, but this is sort of my vision for what we can use in the future, and I think that that smarter people than I will try and do these kinds of things, and then have basically platforms which can move, and they'll have collision, and you can walk on them, and players can stand on them, and the platforms will move, and what have you. So the future is bright. The future is bright, and the future of the Shulker and its use by or abuse by custom map makers and stuff is going to be great. But yeah, I just figured I'd throw my 2 cents out there. Obviously, as snapshots are released and we get closer to the day, we'll see whether or not these invisible middle bits are meant to be here or not. Obviously, I don't think they're meant to be white. I think they're meant to look like heads, like that. But we will see. We will see how everything progresses. But this is just a cool idea. This could have been used as an invisible bridge instead, and then as you walk across it, it sort of becomes visible. That's what this was meant to be, but of course the Shulker heads kind of ruin the aesthetic just a bit. And the fact that there's barriers underneath as well doesn't help the cause. But yeah, that's it for this video. Stay tuned for more videos, and in fact I'm actually going to be releasing some slightly different videos in the coming week to do with modded Minecraft, so stay tuned for that as well. And I guess I'll see you if I have any more ideas, and see you next time. Bye. Shulkers are amazing.